My name is Ahmad and Zahrah, and I'm Lebanese Australian. During the Civil War, my uncles, they fled, they came to Australia. My dad wanted to join them, and that's when he decided in '97 to come to Australia. I remember getting off the plane and meeting my uncle. I remember hopping in the car, and I remember just looking out and seeing all these houses and you know, no apartments and just so much green. Even though I think I had lots of people around me who were friendly, when I came to Australia, I wasn't part of anything. Like I knew how to say, oh, I need to go to the bathroom, I need to go here or there. But the difficulty was, like, for example, I wouldn't understand jokes, or wouldn't understand, you know, when people made fun of me. I've always struggled to express myself in words. And I think it was when I first started taking photos, I felt a lot easier for me to communicate to people. You know, that's why I feel like when I'm taking photos, I kind of fit in the room. Like, it's funny because when people invite me to places, I'm less likely to go, but unless they say, oh, well, bring your camera.
No drama. Don't worry about your kind. Reputation doesn't supersede what you are in your soul. Believe you're a star. The style has changed, so subliminal, ready to rap lyrical, yeah, it's so critical now. I don't keep it minimal, more like Max, no Pepsi, no salt, don't test me, I'm riding over the beach.
My name is Kevin, aka Spitfire. And I call myself Spitfire because that's what I do.
Tim, Rudy and M, no Eminem, gotta keep my own identity. Looking at the way that we progress in ability. Me and Kevin all the way back to '05. Now we're keeping it way live. Who would know that we're behind a camera lens and they want to document your story, friend? You're more than that, you're more like family, man. And I'm ready to rap, don't blame.
And definitely I like to spread a message. I like to be heard, or even more, I like to be remembered. The way I deliver my material is in a hip-hop sort of way. So I rap and also vocal percussions, but my style of rapping is, it's fast.
If you know what I mean, while I gotta do it hard, ripping and rapping and keeping it large, do whatever, whenever, no matter the weather, let it be so hard. Just stuffing up everything, even the music that I bring. With people around me, lyrics that found me, cameras going cha-ching.
The way I got into rapping was, I was actually at my cousin's house on, it was like a chat sort of site, but so you download your music and on the side you could chat to people. And then this name just caught my attention of new songs. So I clicked into it, listened to it. It was by Twister and Dragon. And yeah, it was something I've never heard before, like fast rapping and stuff. And straight away, it sucked me in. I loved it straight away.
It was last year when I last visited Lebanon. I wanted to visit all the refugee camps. There's over 1 million refugees from Syria living in Lebanon. The population of Lebanon is around 4 million. So imagine having over 1 million inside of Lebanon. And this is only the registered refugees. They estimate there's another 500 to 1 million people unregistered. I went to a refugee camp in the Bekaa Valley, sort of close to the border of Syria. It was really bad. I saw so many kids with leishmania. So leishmania is like a fruit fly comes and bites them in the face, and it literally eats their flesh. And most of the kids had leishmania. Also, when I went to Shatila camp, so Shatila camp was set up in 1948 for the Palestinians. And you would think, you know, since 1948 till now, things might have changed, but no one really mentions about, like, the daily life of refugees and living in these countries and being displaced from different countries. Like, I met a few who were displaced from Palestine to Iraq, and then from Iraq during the Iraq War, they were displaced again to another country, and then they had to flee another country. And this basically just takes a chunk away from their lives, because their lives are now like, where do we go, and traveling from one country to another. And then we look at our lives and what we worry about, you know, watching TV, and we worry about like stupid things like who's going to win in a Bachelor or something, or I don't know. And that's why you can see a lot of the photos that I have, and they show the conditions that the camps are in.
I joined the anti-racism action band. We went out to communities, remote communities, and really tried to create awareness about racial issues. I guess the more awareness somebody has, the more they'll realise, the easier it might be to understand about all these different problems in the world. When I'm doing my material to an audience or to young kids and stuff, I think some of the times they do think like, oh, he's a rapper, he's famous, and so they'll pay more attention, be more curious, ask more questions and stuff like that. If they think you're famous, they'll look up to you, and maybe the message can be delivered stronger in that sense.
In Lebanon, in Tripoli, there's a street called Syria Street. On a hill, there's the Alawis that live there, and on the bottom is the Sunnis. And for the last couple of years, they've been having fights. So on one of the times I went there, I took a photo of a building where the army was settled underneath it, and the army thought that I was taking photos of them. And you can see one of the guys in the army was waving at us, sort of like stop the car. And then the driver was like was sort of, you know, confused what to do. And the guy that was with us in the car, he was telling us to drive because he didn't want to be stopped by the police. So you'd rather not be interrogated by these people. It could be a power kick to them or something like that. And so I try as much as I can to if I have a chance, I'll just bolt, you know, run for it. I feel like if I miss that chance to take a photo, I'll regret it later on. I'll be like, oh, I wish I did that. There's a sort of a cliche saying in photography, we say, shoot first and ask questions later. It's hard to describe, but like people dying is a normal thing. Like for us here, like, you know, people don't die as often. You know, overseas, it's like you go to a hospital for a toe infection and they die. So over there, when I'm shooting, I kind of like, I don't think of it like, oh yeah, I'm putting myself in danger. It's more like, if it's my time, it's my time. You know, growing up over there, you know, you'll see how like most of the buildings, holes in them. I mean, even recently, the same spot that I used to Skype Zahra and talk to her on the phone was bombed 2 months after I left.
Now work for Outer Urban Projects, which we're pretty much trying to get young people to do what we did. So I've turned into a teacher, something I never thought I'd be. But yeah, I'm teaching the younger generations what I do, how to do it. A process, I'll teach basic sounds first. So I'll teach the kick, I'll teach the snare. There's different kind of snares. And I'll also teach the hi-hat. Well, a little example of beatboxing, it's just... Signing out.
Yeah, I'm really excited to meet Kevin. I'll be making hummus patini. So it's basically the hummus dip that you have in restaurants. And I'll also be making falafel. So the falafel is going to be the one that our family make. Australia is the second largest producer of chickpeas in the world. Hummus is not un-Australian. It's actually something we should be proud of, you know. It's made locally. So some guy in Gaza, he could be eating hummus right now, and the hummus or the chickpeas is actually could be produced in Australia. It's easier for people to accept other cultures through food.
Basically, what I've heard of the other two who I'm going to meet, I'm definitely interested. I reckon they'll be very inviting. I will be cooking a nice shallow fried veal with a little bit of batter, with some mushrooms and a cream sauce. Also some buttery, tangy green beans with our sweet pepper rice, maybe a little bit of capsicum in it, like little cubes of capsicum. I'm prepared to see talent and great ideas being discussed over a lovely meal. And to be honest, hopefully no hummus.
Hey,
How are you, man?
how you doing?
Kevin.
Hi.
How about yourself? Hey, little man. See you like basketball there. Me too. Hello, I'm Kevin. Nice to meet you. Come on back.
What can you tell me about Broadmeadows? The postcode is 3047, population 250,000. Most of them are my cousins, I guess. We'll do that again. So we actually don't sit down and eat. We eat on the barbecue.
I absolutely knew you were going to use the hummus for everything.
Have a look at this. Hummus and beans. Oh my god. Lady in the crowd. Huh?
I didn't get that hummus.
Only- Actually, the beans are really good.
Hummus and anything. They sort of like stare death in the face, like put themselves into risky situations, and definitely have a soft spot for that.
And give me like a mean look, rowdy look.